because while people think they might want to be complacent, there's no growth, there's no opportunity, there's no advancement, there's no way for us to get better as a team, as a company, or individually if there's not some level of discomfort. You probably heard me say it a million times at this point, but there is something that I really believe in, and I believe that team members in a growing company that has some strong ambition need to be slightly uncomfortable at all times. Now, I say slightly uncomfortable out of respect for the team member. They don't need to be massively uncomfortable and suffering and overwhelmed. There may be days like that, but it shouldn't be a long pattern of that, or else we got to make some changes and stuff like that. But you should be slightly uncomfortable, and I think my goal is to keep people on the team slightly uncomfortable, because we don't want them on the other end is complacency as well.
Correct.
And that's not that is me doing a disservice to our team, because while people think they might want to be complacent, there's no growth, there's no opportunity, there's no advancement, there's no way for us to get better as a team, as a company, or individually if there's not some level of discomfort. And so I've had that mindset for a while, and it's likely it was the same with you, where it's like, you know nothing about property management. You were willing to be slightly uncomfortable as long as we were patient.
Correct.
And we knew what we were getting into, right? Like, you were very forthright. Like, there's no property management experience, but we were hiring you for the customer service aspect.
Yeah.
Like, we really wanted you to bring a really high level of customer service to our team, and to provide that extra experience. And that's what you had. And so we were confident we could teach you the property management side of things. So we obviously worked out job terms and things like that. You accepted and came to our team. The first couple of months, obviously uncomfortable, learning, but was there any other shock to working remote, like specifically about remote work that maybe we wouldn't know? Like, was it weird around the house? Was it hard to be productive? Was it like, talk to us about that.
Yeah. At first, like I said, I didn't have any designated area set aside for work. So sometimes I would find myself, in the kitchen area, or sometimes in my bedroom. And then I realized this is not going to work, because I'm not being able to focus pretty good.
Right.
So my husband eventually said, you know what, we need to try to make some space because we had like a storage room. And he was like, we need to make some space here, and that way you can close the door, you won't hear the noise that's going outside, all of that. So we did that, and I managed to have my workspace. And then I found myself being more focused. I was able to shut off what's going on outside with the kids and not paying attention to it, stuff like that. And of course, because my son, he would want to come in, hey mom, what are you doing?
Right.
And I'm working, so that was like the biggest transition for me. I wasn't used to that at all, because before it's just get up, go to work, come back home.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not uncommon to like be in meetings with your remote team members and see their kids walking in and out, and seeing like their significant others crawling across the floor behind them, like trying not to be on camera. Like, I see it, I notice it, I don't call it out, because I don't want people to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But to me, like, that doesn't mean that remote team member cares any less. It doesn't mean that there's any kind of like game going on. Like, it would seem weird if like this is filming right now and people are crawling behind me or something, or like my kid is coming up and crawling on my lap. But at the same time, you have to understand that the remote team members, if you make the right hire, they want to learn, they want to do good at what they're doing, they have the same alignment as your in-house team. Like, anyone who has kids understand, they're not going to stay where you tell them to stay.
Nope.
Like, they're going to be in your lap, they're going to be behind you. So it's one of those things as an employer that you need to like be okay with it. You need to be okay that they are not in an office, they're working from their home, and there's going to be some adversity that comes with that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you get an amazing person that you get to draw from anywhere in the world to come work with your team. And if it's the right fit, it's an incredible benefit to your company. But it is a different environment. Like, there have been meetings I've been in where you hear like roosters in the background and stuff like that, not necessarily with you. I'm just saying, like, with different, like, and it's one of those things where it's like, cool, that doesn't mean they're any less than anyone here.
Correct.
There could be a loud truck outside of our office at some point, right? So anyway, it's one of those things where it's like, there is that challenge of working from home.